I just found out today that my ex-husband is engaged and I'm unwell. And like, even though, yes, it was me that was like, hi, I want divorce. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. It brings up all these feelings. It brings up all this like stuff. And we have a kid and it brings up all this stuff around him.
I want to be a boss bitch. I want to be independent. I don't need a man. I can do this all on my own.
But you cannot just like pretend that it doesn't affect you. And I feel like people should be more out loud about it, because I wish that I had more people that were like totally honest and like super transparent in really difficult times.
Welcome back, family. Today, we're going to review this 37-year-old modern woman who decided to leave her marriage just because she got bored of her husband. Then, she gets jealous and starts to cry when her ex-husband got engaged to a more attractive, younger woman. But before we watch her cry over her ex-husband moving on, I will let her introduce herself so that you guys can see how self-centered she was just after divorcing her husband and understand the level of craziness we are going to have to deal with today.
Oh my God, hi. How are you? It's been so long. Just kidding, we're strangers. And you don't know me. And this is my first video on this page. Did I grab your attention? Probably not, that's okay. You can keep swiping. I'm bored and something is telling me, it's not rational thought, but something is telling me to start talking at myself on the internet and just like, let's see what sticks, you know? Maybe it'll make someone laugh. Maybe it will motivate someone. Maybe it will be inspirational. Or maybe it'll just be like, who is this bitch? It could be any of those things. It could be none of those things, but we won't know unless we try, right? So in the spirit of not giving a fuck, here we are. So who am I? My name is Abby. I am a millennial. I'm also a single parent. I'm divorced. Love living my single era. Have no interest in dating, but do have some good stories. I was almost gonna give away too much. I'm gonna save that one for later. But anyways, back to who am I and why should you stick around. I'm on this like journey to discover my life's purpose, and I'm doing lots of different things to try and like sort out what that purpose might be, including watch the movie Soul. And let me tell you, I think the lesson is that like your purpose isn't like the thing you're supposed to be good at, but like the small moments. Did I like totally misinterpret that movie? Because I haven't actually watched it beginning to end in a long time, because my kid again is 5 and has a really small attention span. So we'll start something and then not finish it. So I could be mistaken. But anyways, back to the point. Trying to discover that at 37 years old is crazy. What is it? I don't know. That's what we're going to figure out. And that's what I'm going to bring the internet along for. And even if it's just one of you, and possibly my mom, who has burner TikTok accounts, apparently. Betsy. Whatever, she can see this. It's fine. Anyway, I'll see you around.
I am sure that you heard it for yourselves when she was bragging about how she is enjoying her single life. Well, all that fake happiness went through the window when she learned that her ex-husband just got engaged and has totally moved on happily.
For the sake of being like totally fucking transparent and just like real on social media, because everyone's so fucking phony and like refuses to talk about like real things that are like really happening. I just found out today that my ex-husband is engaged and I'm unwell. And listen, I'll be fine, but the only way out is through. Okay? The only way out of this is through it. You cannot bypass it. You cannot suppress it. You cannot wish it didn't exist. You cannot, well, you can wish it didn't exist, but you cannot just like pretend that it doesn't affect you. The only way out is directly through. I know I will be fine. I'm hoping that future me comes back to this and is like, you were going to be good. You were going to be fine. And you know it. I know it. I know I will. And like, even though, yes, it was me that was like, hi, I want divorce. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. Like, literally, hey, sorry, play Taylor Swift. I hate it here. Like, I can't do this anymore. Even though that is true, it can also be true that it fucking sucks. It brings up all these feelings. It brings up all this, like, stuff. And we have a kid, and it brings up all this stuff around him. And very little of it has anything to do with my actual ex. So, I'm here to be real. I can't live any other way. And I feel like people should be more out loud about it, because I wish that I had more people that were like totally honest and like super fucking transparent in really difficult times. Because this is what like builds connections and like builds like common ground and builds like validity and all this shit that we feel that people just don't talk about. And I fucking hate it. All right, I'm gonna be done because I just, you know, I'll be fine. Everything will be right, but.
Most modern women put on a front on the internet while they actually cry non-stop behind closed doors. This is the reality of most modern women. They are unhappy deep down. And this woman is new to TikTok, and she is just realizing now how much everyone is fake in here. She can clearly see that all these divorced women that are cheering each other up put on a front of being happily divorced. But when she compares that to what is happening in her real life, she came to the conclusion that everyone is just fake and they don't want to talk about their real issues. This is one of the biggest reasons I dedicate this channel to keeping on exposing these modern women, because they are all putting on a front to romanticize divorce so that they can push more women to join them in their misery. I will not stop until I expose every single one of these fake, happy, divorced modern women. Now, the last clip of this woman that we are going to analyze is actually the most important and informative, because it shows how messed up most of these modern women's minds are, how they prefer to follow what makes them feel good at the moment instead of doing the right thing. The clip is a little bit long, so bear with me here. We are going to cut it in 3 parts. The first part will talk about the infamous manifestation stupid theory.
Everybody needs to go to therapy. I know that's not a revolutionary statement. It's probably obvious, but everybody needs to go to therapy. The number of times my mind has been blown by my therapist this year alone in the last 6 months of working with her, can't count on 2 hands. She's amazing. Not the point. The point is she gave me a book recommendation last week. This is the most recent thing that has been blowing my mind. So the book is called Essential Kink, and at it, very simply stated, it's a book about shadow work and like, you know, digging into your shadow side, your subconscious, and integrating it with your conscious side or your ego. And one of the repeated themes throughout the book is the following quote: "Having is the evidence of wanting." This book suggests that without actually doing work with your subconscious side and bringing to light some of your shadow side, we won't actually be able to manifest the things that we want and live in this synchronicity with all the positive experiences that we try and manifest in, because we have to address the elephant in your whole being is your subconscious. Going back to having is the evidence of wanting. If we have all of these crappy situations in our life that we can't seem to change, it's because somewhere in us, we actually do want those things.
There you have it. Most of these modern women actually know that deep down, they want the bad boy. They are addicted to the guy that treat them like shit. And that is why they get bored in stable relationships to go chase after Chad and Tyrone. The second part of this clip show how these modern women want to keep their standard high, even though they don't deserve a high-value man.
Listen, I know it sounds a little crazy and maybe controversial to like admit out loud that The bad things that are drawn into our lives might be because somewhere deep down we want those things. I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but let me give you a real life example. I like to make what I call the Mary Poppins list. And of course, in Mary Poppins, the kids are making a list of attributes for their ideal nanny, what they're looking for. And the dad finds the list, they give it to him, he reads it, he shreds it up and throws it in the goddamn chimney like an asshole. But regardless, those kids made a list, and it was essentially like, these are my wishes, this is what I want to manifest, and out pops Mary Poppins. So that's why I call it the Mary Poppins list. But I made one for what I would like my future partner to be. All the qualities, all the traits, all the ways that they will make me feel in the future. Time and time again, I get on these dating apps, and is it the men that I'm envisioning that are liking me? It's certainly not. Not to be a dick, and listen, there's someone for everyone, but it's just not my type. Not the thing I'm looking for. They're just not it. So far away from what I want.
Remember that this is a 37-year-old divorced woman with a kid talking. Also remember that she was bragging about how she is enjoying her single life era in one of the previous clips. This means that the single life by choice narrative that these women claim is usually fake. They all want to be in a relationship, but the men that they want to be in a relationship with don't want them because they are already used up. The last part of the clip will demonstrate how these modern women get so easily influenced by this fake women empowerment lifestyle that the media has been pushing for decades.
When I actually did some of the work through this book, it became very clear to me that if I actually got the ideal partner that I'm looking for, I would absolutely find a way to sabotage it. No doubt. I'm willing and able to admit that out loud now. When I kind of went through some of the exercises and actually wrote out why I think my subconscious might really be getting exactly what they want in showing me all of these people that are absolutely not my type, is to reinforce some of the stories that I tell myself. And some of those stories include, I want to be a boss bitch. I want to be independent. I don't need a man. I can do this all on my own. Yes, I embody that. I like that narrative. The other more serious and a little bit more sad truth behind all of this is, I think deep down, I don't believe I'm actually worthy of the thing that I want. That's depressing. But that's the truth. I think I can say out loud that I don't think that I deserve that. I don't think I'm worthy of that. I don't think whatever. And that's why I'm in therapy, you guys. So yeah, there's no reason why I shouldn't have exactly what I want, except for that my subconscious doesn't believe that I'm deserving of it. So cool, right? But that's a really honest and real example of a place in my life in which I'm not seeing what conscious Abby thinks she wants, because we have to address what subconscious Abby believes, because we're getting exactly what subconscious Abby believes. It's a wild fucking concept, but I cannot wait to get into the work more regularly, do the exercises regularly, and start to embrace all of this, because I do believe that on the other side of some of this shadow work and integration with your ego is actual happiness. It terrifies me, because that would mean that a lot of the stories that I tell myself about who I am would be completely unraveled, and then who am I? So I can't wait to share more with you as I get into that. Keep reading, because I do think that all of this will eventually help me get to what my actual purpose is, because I already think I know what it is, you guys, but I'm fucking terrified of actually saying out loud that I want to do XYZ, because then everything would change. My whole life would change. Anyways, happy Saturday.
It is unfortunate that most women bought this boss babe, I don't need a man mentality. Even though these women know that they don't bring much to the table, they still think that they are better than the regular man, and therefore, they refuse to settle with the average man. This is the very sad state of the modern women today. It is always about how they feel. When you hear a woman saying how much she loves her therapist, just know that the therapist is telling her what she wants to hear and not what she needs to hear. Fellas, do not try to save these types of leftover women, no matter what circumstances you find yourself in. And above all, don't forget to keep your head up, focus on your goals, and everything else will follow. I love you and I appreciate you for all your support. Please feel free to like, subscribe, comment, and share to help push this content to more men in need. I'm out. Peace.